All right, everybody. Here is your syllabus walkthrough for TH3330 Computer Aided Design. This is the CAD class. This fall, I'm teaching it as a fully asynchronous online course, which means we have no required Zoom meetings. Everything is intended to be completed independently on your schedule. That being said, it's not like you can just kind of do it all in the last week of class. Not that that happened at all last semester. It's not set up that way. So the idea of this asynchronous course is that over the course of the semester, I'm going to lay out a series of projects for you to work on each week in order to progress through the course at an appropriate pace. And I am also available to you for office hours a lot, and also even times that are not listed, okay? So I'm Lily, got it. There's my email address. Oh, look, it's a hyperlink because I know how to do computers. My office is at my house, so don't come, but you can come into the Zoom. My office hours currently are 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Mondays, Tuesdays from 1 to 3, and then Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. I wanted to give you guys a range of options during different parts of the day. If none of these times work for you because of your other classes or your work schedule, cool, just let me know. I'm been known to do Zoom meetings with people on Sunday afternoons or really any time that works for you. You also have a Slack workspace that I've dropped into our Blackboard course. If you hop on Slack, you can text me that way anytime. And I'm totally responsive. Ask anyone. It's true. I just get back to you right away. So that's the quickest way to get a hold of me, is to just ping me through Slack. This course is This course is an introduction to the practical application of Vectorworks, Architect and Spotlight, Google SketchUp, that's a lie, as well as Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator for use in scenic lighting and costume design, okay? So the course description is given to us by the university. The course objectives is more what I actually want you to learn. So I want you to learn computer-aided drafting. I want you to also learn other digital design communication skills. So we'll use CAD, we'll use Vectorworks as our computer-aided drafting software, but we will also work in Photoshop. We'll do costume renderings. We'll do paint elevations. We'll use the layout features in Adobe InDesign. I want to give you a taste of a lot of different softwares that can help support your design communication. Student learning outcomes. Students will have a working knowledge of Vectorworks software capabilities and be able to draft in both 2D and 3D. You'll be in 3D by the third week of class. Students will understand and create drawings that adhere to industry standard drafting conventions. This is how our dimensions look and what makes the drafting legible, all of that stuff. Students will have a working knowledge of softwares in the Adobe suite, for sure. Students will be able to identify additional resources for expanding knowledge. Further, upon completion of the course, I'm going to introduce you to a bunch of different platforms that you can use to go figure stuff out. And then, of course, there's also me as a resource. I will still answer your questions. Students will leave the course with a meaningful portfolio piece demonstrating their acquired skills. So that is our final project. It is to take something you've already worked on in the past and flesh it out into a fully digital production package, which is pretty great. You got your drafting for the theater book, same book we used in hand drafting. Your Vectorworks student license, your Adobe Creative Cloud student license. I want you to have a scale rule. It's really just useful and convenient. Get a mouse. Get a mouse. Please, for the love of God, get a mouse. Please, for my sanity. It's just so much easier. There's a lot of things that we do by right-clicking, and having a mouse is 100% worth it. I like the kind with a wire because I don't want to mess with batteries, but you do you. I also recommend a tablet. So I'm not saying an iPad, although iPads do a lot of these things, especially an iPad Pro with the new Adobe softwares that are coming out. What I'm talking about is something like this. This is like $30. It's a winner. It comes with this stylus. So you plug it into your computer, just like a mouse, and then you have the ability, when you're in Photoshop, to draw like a human instead of trying to draw with a mouse. And it is super valuable. So I recommend this, highly, highly recommend it. It's really great to have. You can also buy like a Wacom tablet. That is the industry standard. And we'll talk a little bit more about that once we get into Photoshop. And then there are LinkedIn Learning tutorials that we will be accessing through the library. When we get to that point, it'll be in the course materials. But those are also good places for the identify additional resources part of the class. All right, let's go to page 2. Blackboard, that's a place. Yes, you're in it, obviously, if you found this video. Blackboard is a place. Great. Slack is a place because I can't with the Blackboard interface. It makes me so sad. It just makes me sad. Slack is a lot like Discord. It's super easy, and I love that the app version just pops up whenever anybody asks me a question. It's been great for me. Online learning, schedule some time for this class. It will help you. And if you get behind, please, please, please don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help, because I am awesome at strategizing. I am happy to like sit with you and look at what you're behind on and be like, okay, do this. It's going to matter for your grades. Skip that for now. Do this part. It's super important, because if you don't do this part, you're going to screw up yourself on the next part, right? All of that stuff. I'm happy to help you prioritize when you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not with it. You know what I mean? So that's something you can really use me as a resource. All right. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I know it's easy to say, but I can help. I can help you figure it out. Late work and revision. I am all about it. I'm all about it. I want you to revise things, because that's how we actually make it happen. And this is something that is harder in online learning, right? Because like if we were in class, I would just come look over your shoulder and be like, oh, hey, do these 3 things before you're done. But in this case, I'm going to give you a bunch of notes on your projects in Blackboard. So you'll want to check those notes and revise your projects. And we're also going to start a weekly like self-evaluation that's going to keep us thinking about what skills we're picking up and how it's all going. Yeah, I might have to change things. We don't know the future. Life is really confusing. Let's see what's next. Okay, so weekly reflection assignments. This is your course engagement grade, right? Because there's not really going to be discussion board and there's not really going to be Zoom meetings. This is how you guys are going to be like, I'm still here doing the class, right? And that's going to help me know where everybody's at. These are your formative assessments. So those are like your practice-y projects, okay? And that's going to end up being 30% of your grade, all of this stuff together. And then you have summative assessments. You're going to do a final plated version of a desk project in 2D. You're going to do a full scenic drafting package. You're going to do a full lighting rep plot. And then you're going to do a final costume rendering. So those are all summative assessments. And then your final design documentation project, 20%, okay? And then down here, a note about the final. It's a choose your own adventure final, and we'll talk a lot more about it once we get there. Let's go to the next page. These are all things that we put in the syllabus because we have to, just to make sure that they're clear for you. Here are some resources for basic needs, because I know a lot of people are struggling. Here's your academic integrity portion. I mean, you're not going to cheat in this class. It's just not worth it. Title IX, limits on confidentiality. I'm sure you've heard all of that before. Special needs, same, right? So if you need any of this stuff, feel free to reach out to those guys and also to me. And I'm happy to help you figure it out. Next, here is our course schedule. So I've just broken it down, big picture, week by week. We're going to start with a course orientation. Okay, I have a survey for you. I'd love to get an introduction on Slack just to make sure you're all in there. I think you are, but I just want to make sure I have everybody there. The next week we'll do a drafting package scavenger hunt, which gives you basic layout of the software, and it also is a refresher on what's in a scenic package. That will be followed by the logo project, which is all of your basic 2D drafting tools. Then we'll practice that 2D drafting skill on this door project the following week, and then we'll get into the desk project. This is our bigger project of the bunch. So that will be drafting a desk in 2D and then in 3D. After that, we have 2 weeks to work on an AutoCAD to Vectorworks theater conversion. This is something that designers do every single show. You get into a theater and there's some weird like piece of drafting that you receive, and you have to convert it into your Vectorworks drawing. This is also like key assistant skills. Like if you want to work in the theater, people will pay you to do this, and it's because it's annoying, but they will pay you to do it. So this is a really great practice project on that one. Then we'll take a scenic design from a show I've done in multiple places, and I'll have you transfer that scenic design into a new theater space. So that will be your scenic design drafting package. Then you'll plate that out, right? So you'll do all of your elevations and put together that complete drafting package. We'll drop a light plot on top of it. We'll have a little bit of a break this second week of October because Adobe Max is doing their conference digitally this year, which is super exciting. So Adobe Max is a creativity conference which has been meeting in LA for the last few years. It's really cool. They tell you all about things that Adobe software is doing and things that their developers are getting into, and you basically mind blown, right, at all of the things that like Photoshop could do or any of their other major softwares, right? After Effects, if you're interested in video or projection design, tons of cool stuff that they've been working on is launched at Adobe Max every year. They're doing it digitally, and we're all gonna do at least a couple of sessions that week, but that'll be just going to the conference and watching and learning and all of that kind of stuff. And so that's a good week for you to do revision on any of those previous projects that you had notes on that you wanted to complete. Then we'll start working in Adobe Suite. So we'll start doing some paint elevations and Photoshop custom textures. We'll do Photoshop for costume rendering, which is a really fun unit. And I'm working with a costume designer friend to create some plates for us that are much more diverse than the stuff that you usually would see. So that's really exciting. And then we'll start working on your final projects for the last few weeks of class, almost a month, that you'll be doing mostly your final project work. So that is our syllabus for this CAD class, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a great semester, and I can't wait for all of us to get started. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.